down the line. Let's go ahead, and we've got tonight's batting orders, which are powered by Great Lakes Sports Hub, where athletes train harder, recover smarter, and compete at their best. Injured or hurt,
he had him fooled on that one.
Lake Central, a lot of walks and hit by pitches.
Families.
Burke stepped on.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Visit Michigan City LaPorte, closer than you think, better than you imagine. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you today from Lake Central High School as the Region Sports Network presents live coverage of Indiana High School baseball as the LaPorte Slicers come into town in beautiful St. John to take on the Lake Central Indians. Michael Brenner here on site, ready to call the play-by-play action for you today. And joining me with the color analyst, making his triumphant return to the Region Sports Network, my dad, Ron Bradner. Dad, welcome back. I know it's been a long year for you, but happy to have you back here on the broadcast.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Got the rain over with. Hopefully we can get enough innings in here to get this game completed.
Yeah, we're hoping the rain stays away. I just looked. It was a 4% chance of rain right now, so we're going to keep it on the lower end of things. But it's good to have baseball back, and so far this spring, yeah, it's been a lot of rain, but we've been able to get a lot of these baseball games in, and we've got a dandy of a game for you here today. These two teams matched up yesterday over in LaPorte, and it was Lake Central that was victorious in a 4-2 win over the Slicers. And now today the Slicers are looking to bounce back and get a win on the road against Lake Central. Always a fun matchup when you get these two teams together.
Yeah, watching the warm-ups today, the kids look like they're pretty enthusiastic. Even though you just played them yesterday, you know what? It's not one day you know everyone. Most of these kids know one another. They know what they can and cannot do. Yeah, they've been playing each other for years in different tournaments and different leagues, and play probably in all-star tournaments and things like that. But, yeah, different pitching matchup for you here today. It'll be Joey Kirk for the LaPorte Slicers, Mark Passo for Lake Central. We'll get into all those numbers for you in just a little bit, but we do have
Some things to go through here over the course of the broadcast today. Again, sunny skies coming out here at Lake Central, one of the beautiful fields around northwest Indiana. The nice turf under Coach Schwartzentruber. Just a couple years removed from that state championship for the Lake Central Indians. A lot of questions coming for Lake Central this year. What's the pitching going to look like? No more, gone are the days of Blake Sevac and Griffin Tobias and Josh Flores. So what is Lake Central going to throw out there? Well, today they throw out Mark Passo. And then for the LaPorte Slicers, obviously a long history of success with Coach Schellinger back in the day and Schreiber before that. So two very storied franchises coming out and doing battle here today.
Yeah, it looks like it should be a good game. It's not a bad day. There's not a lot of wind. There's not a lot of other elements to take part of the game, but looks like coaches are ready. Looks like the kids are ready. Looks like we should have some fun.
All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. You are watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Strachan Van Til was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Strachan Van Til.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Happy to have you along with us as we bring you high school baseball right here on the Region Sports Network. Plenty of coverage coming your way today. This is one of 3 games we got going on right now. More Duneland Athletic Conference matchups. You got Crown Point over at Valparaiso. I believe Crown Point got the win over Valpo yesterday over in the hub city. Portage and Maryville doing battle today. And then Michigan City, Chesterton did a doubleheader yesterday. Chesterton took both of those games and currently lead the Duneland 4-0 in conference play. Crown Point right behind them at 3-0, along with Portage at 3-0 as well. Valparaiso stands 2-1. Lake Central 1-2 in Duneland conference play. And then LaPorte still looking to get in the win column in conference play. And for Lake Central, they're not used to being in that 1 and 2 category, usually in that above 500 category. But little difference here for Lake Central as they're kind of navigating a new regime, a new era here, if you will.
Yeah, that's it's still early in the season. Kids are still getting used to it. You've played with each other for years, since you're probably 10, 12 years old. But it's a different thing when you're playing for a high school. It's not just a town ball. It's not just a travel team. It's a little bit different. You try to get those friendships, and you know what the guy next to you is going to do. What guys in the outfield can cover. Where the ball is going to be going, where you're hitting your cutoff man. It's just a little bit different high school ball compared to any other ball.
And of course, this is one of the bigger fields. I feel like you will see around straightaway center 400, 325 down the line. Let's go ahead, and we've got tonight's batting orders, which are powered by Great Lakes Sports Hub, where athletes train harder, recover smarter, and compete at their best. Elevate your game at the Hub. For the LaPorte Slicers, they lead things off with Keegan Ramos, followed by Chad Rustbolt. Cody Benedict in the 3 spot. John Wrinkle in the cleanup spot, followed by Joey Kirk. He's the pitcher today. Nate Moses out in right, and then followed by Luke Lambert, who's out in left. Jordan Anderson, who's the shortstop, and Callan Matsky, the center fielder today. So there's your starting lineup for the LaPorte Slicers. For the Lake Central Indians, Forestick out in left, O'Brien in center, Brower in right, Sanchez at third, with Robinson at short, Villegas at second, Fuffedal is at first, along with Walls behind the plate today as they're starting to introduce those starting lineups here at the ballpark as well. But that is your starting lineup brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. Joey Kirk will get the start today for the LaPorte Slicers, but it's Mark Passo who will be on the bump first for the Lake Central Indians. It'll be his third appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 2.21 ERA. He has gone 6 1/3 innings, giving up just 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned, walked 4, struck out 9, so not too shabby to get the season started for Mark Passo. And the Slicers are coached by Scott Upp. So he has written out that starting lineup, which you can: Ramos, Rustbowl, Benedict, Wrinkle, Kirk, Moses, Lambert, Anderson, and Matsky. So we'll have the defense make their way out there as well. First baseball game of the year for us. Excited to have you with us. Should be a good one from Lake Central. Again, these two teams battled yesterday. Lake Central getting the win 4-2 over in Slicer territory. Lake Central 4-2 on the year. We'll go ahead and take a step aside real quick. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
And we are ready to go here. We'll have the warm-up pitches. We'll go ahead and bring you our game day forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Today's forecast at first pitch, a very comfortable 71 degrees, partly cloudy skies. And it feels like 71. Good day for the ball to fly a little bit. What did you like to do on days like this? Were you fighting at the bat rack for an opportunity to hit in a day like this?
But we went to a lot of games, played a lot when we were younger, had a field behind the house when we were kids. So usually this early in the year it was still too cold to go out and hit some baseball. We didn't have aluminum bats with rubber handles. We had the wood bats that would crack. And then you put the nails in them and taped them back up with electrical tape so you could keep using them.
The old school way.
Yeah, use that same bat for 3 years if you could.
That's why I always grew up in, whenever I was injured or hurt, you always rub some dirt on it. You're fine.
Yeah, it's
no problems.
over at the second base position.
So Mark Passo warming up for Lake Central today. We'll find out kind of what arsenal he's going to be throwing out there. The right-hander. I like the color of the glove. A little kind of is that like a teal?
Yeah, he's just getting loose here. He's throwing some breaking balls here, so he looks like his arm is pretty loose.
So leading things off will be Keegan Ramos. Ramos on the year, hitting .250. He's got an extra base hit. He's got a double and a stolen base. Still looking for his first RBI, but looking to set the table here today. First pitch, this one on the ground on the right side, picked up by the second baseman Villegas, who will toss across over to first. And that's how we're going to start things up. A little 4-3 put out in case you're keeping score at home.
Yeah, second base, right there. Good footwork. Got right behind the ball, waited for the nice hop, made it just a solid play. That's what you want. It all starts with good footwork.
Chad Rustbolt now coming up here. Rustbolt hitting .462 on the year. He's driven in a couple of guys here. He takes the first pitch. These guys are looking at going at that first pitch, anticipating probably that first pitch fastball. So yeah. 2 pitches, two first pitch strikes.
Yeah, I don't think pitch count really plays into a whole lot of it this early in the year.
Breaking ball in there that misses inside. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Rustbolt. Playing first base today.
Yeah, looking to see if that just broke out a little bit too late, a little inside. He wanted that call, but nope. 2-1.
And the official behind the plate letting him know, like, that didn't make it there, or that didn't get the spot you're looking for. So kind of helps give the pitcher a little indication of where he needs to get it. This one on a fly into center, and O'Brien kind of having a hard time navigating that one with the clouds in the sky, but O'Brien able to twist and turn his way to a second out.
Yeah, it kind of sliced over his head. He went back towards the left center, and it just kind of started fading back right over his head, but tracked it the whole way and made a good play.
He'll tell you he had it the whole way. He just wanted to add a little extra flair to the mix. As the left-hander Cody Benedict, third baseman, coming in here, first lefty of the day for LaPorte, and that's 3 batters, 3 first pitch strikes.
Yeah. Starting off with that backdoor curveball, see if he can get the batter to hit something weak to the opposite side. But
and he probably wants to take advantage if they are going to be in swing mode. Get them to swing over the top of that one. Count evens at 1. Already 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Lake Central looking to go 1-2-3 if they can. That pitch on the edge for a strike.
Yeah, he's staying on that outside half, trying to not let him get his hands in and pull one deep to right.
From the stretch, here's the 1-2. This one fouled out to the left. Hopefully you're not parked out there. I parked pretty far away. If it gets to my car, we got issues.
No, I'm right behind us. I guess something straight back could hit me, but
I think we got Lake Central insurance. I think we'll be okay. The 1-2 comes upstairs, so 2-2 the count to the number 3 hitter in this LaPorte lineup today. LaPorte coming in 2-3 on the season, 0-3 in Duneland Athletic Conference play, as this one popped up on the infield and making the catch is Passo in fair territory. So a P1 to get out of the inning, and they go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the first. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work, you're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Today's batting order for Lake Central, powered by Great Lakes Sports Hub, where athletes train harder, recover smarter, and compete at their best. Elevate your game at the Hub. For Lake Central, leading things off will be Keegan O'Brien, the center fielder, followed by Parker Robinson, the shortstop, and then you got Braden Walls doing the catching. And in the cleanup spot, you've got Jacob Forestack, the left fielder, followed by Tyler Fuffadall, the first baseman, and then Andrew Brower, the right fielder. Ryan Michelanis, the DH. Anthony Sanchez, the third baseman, and then Victor Villegas playing at second base. Rounding out the lineup for Lake Central. Pitching today, Joey Kirk for LaPorte. Kirk pitching 4 innings, giving up 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts. And the first pitch to O'Brien is in there for a called strike. O'Brien on the year, batting .300. Went 0 for 4 with a strikeout in yesterday's matchup against LaPorte. Here's the 0-1. This one swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 quickly on Keegan O'Brien.
Yeah, nice breaking ball there to keep him off balance after the fastball to start the inning.
So the right-hander deals to the left-handed batter. That one upstairs, so a ball and a strike for Lake Central. Wanting to get out to a good early start here. LaPorte saying, we don't want that to happen. There's the 1-2. This one fouls back right to us. Might be heading towards your car there. Mike Dewan, the sports director doing the producing today, was almost catching that one over his head. You got to jump, though, dude. You got to get out of the chair and actually jump for it. Kirk fires the 1-2 and a breaking ball. He swung over the top of and strikeout to start the day for Kirk.
Yeah, I think he was looking for another fastball, but came up with a breaking ball and he was just a little bit ahead of it.
Kirk, the senior, going against Keegan O'Brien, also a senior. Now Parker Robinson, the junior. First pitch in there for the breaking ball strike. Robinson wearing that number 1. Last guy to wear that number 1 for Lake Central, Griffin Tobias in the Brewers organization now. There's the 0-1, and that one comes inside. And Robinson, who was 1 for 3 in yesterday's matchup.
Yeah, Kirk really mixing up the pitches here, starting with a ball speed, come back with the fastball, just trying to keep him off balance.
Comes the 1-1, breaking ball that misses just inside, so 2-1.
Nice curveball, just didn't get it to break to the inside corner.
Robinson batting .312 on the year, no extra base hits, so all singles for Robinson. This one comes inside as well. So makes the count 3-1 on Robinson. He does have 4 RBIs, though, to his credit, early on in the year. Still early.
3-1 count. He could be sitting on his fastball here. The pitcher needs to throw a strike.
Here comes the 3-1, and it's upstairs. Everybody will move around a little bit, and a 1-out walk. First base runner of the game for either side. And this will bring up Braden Walls. Walls, the catcher in the matchup today. Will bat left-handed. Just a junior. Kirk will throw over to first base. Robinson back in safely. Robinson does have a couple of steals on the year, so definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Most of the guys up and down this lineup will swipe a bag if they can. Lake Central not a team that's afraid to run. This one fouled away on the first pitch to Walls. So gets that out towards the high school, back behind us to our left. So Kirk looking in, getting the sign from his catcher Combs, and we'll have time here. So Lambert in left, Mansky in center, Moses in right, Benedict at third, Anderson at short, Ramos at second, Russ Bolt at first, and Combs behind the plate for LaPorte as they throw back over to first base.
Yeah,
Noah Combs, by the way. Not Luke. Luke's got a concert, I'm sure, somewhere.
Really keeping an eye on him. He doesn't look like he has too big of a lead, but...
And no pitch clock here. And it hits the batter, so Walls will take the hit by pitch. Robinson was on the move. So now 2 on with only 1 away. And Jacob Forstek comes up here.
Yeah, he pretty much just took that right in the side, little curveball. Didn't look like I was coming too fast, so it's not going to hurt too much. Take one for the team because we got ice.
Yeah, the old school mentality. That's what you're bringing to the table. So Forstek right up on that line there, kind of crowding the plate a little bit. First pitch, he fouls away, kind of jams him in on the hands a little bit. Going with the no batting gloves look. Talking about old school.
Yeah, so you got first 4 batters, fastball, started off with curveball, fastball, curveball. He's mixing it up. Catcher calling a good game right now to keep Lake Central off balance.
Yeah, don't want to get predictable here against a team with a lot of success here recently as that one comes in and gets away from Combs, so runners will move up their respective bases on the wild pitch.
He just hung on to that too long. You could see it, and then pulled it right down into by the batter's feet. He just a bad release.
So Forstek here with a 1-1 count, looking to do a little bit of damage. This one on the ground on the right side is going to be smothered by Ramos, who's going to throw over to first to get the out, but it does score a run. So Lake Central is on the board here in the bottom of the first on the RBI put out from Forstek.
So Lake Central grabs a 1-0 lead on the 4-3 ground out.
Runner does advance to third, by the way, was Walls.
Yeah, it's a good play. The second baseman stayed with it, got his out. You know, you're not playing for a run here in the first inning.
Love it all coming up here. The first baseman today kind of struggling in this lineup as this ball gets away, and Lake Central is going to take a 2-0 lead as the wild pitch allows the run to score. So now this may set things up just a little bit differently. You got 2 outs in the inning. Now Kirk, with nobody on base, doesn't have to worry about any of that, can just come up here and attack the hitter. Went 0 for 4 with an RBI yesterday was above it all. Batting 111 on the year, looking to kind of get things going. Another left-hander in this lineup here for Lake Central. He chops that one foul and right to the LaPorte dugout.
Yeah, a lot of lefties here for Lake Central. So
right in the middle of the lineup too. So it doesn't make it easy for the pitchers. You start with 2 right-handers and then move your way to a left-hander as well. 2-1. This one going to be fouled straight back. A little off speed on that one, maybe. You didn't bring your radar gun?
No,
forgot that.
I just eyeball it.
Look off speed to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure my eyeball. See, I'm the one wearing glasses. You don't. 2-2 coming up here. This one just missing inside. So the count runs full on Fufadal. So Lake Central leads 2-0 here. Not a hit in the inning yet. Payoff pitch upstairs, and it'll be another walk, the second of the inning. So this will bring up Andrew Brower, the right fielder.
Yeah, some of these pitches that are coming up high, I think he's just, short stepping it a little bit, where he's not really trying to get to throw it downhill. It's like playing catch, where your front step goes shorter. You play catch from the waist up. You pitch from the waist down because you step a little bit longer.
So you're saying the step should be just a little bit longer, because that would then bring your arm slot down just a little bit lower to bring it.
I think he, like I used to tell the kids, you're just being a little bit lazy.
Throwing over to first, you're a little short on the stride there, so you'd like to see a little bit longer, but
yeah, it's Could be a little wet, slick. Maybe he's not really comfortable yet,
There's a slight humidity, but there is a nice breeze that goes along with it. That pitch is a strike on the inside part of the plate to Brower. Another left-hander in this lineup for Lake Central. Batting .250 on the year. A couple of RBIs. Went 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk, I should say. And now count 1-2. That runner on first base. Fafadal.
Lake Central leads 2-0, and runner first, 2 down, and the batter Andrew Brower will 1-2.
I know you're a guy that knows a lot about the bats. I like the bat game here, at least the way that it looks. This one fouled away and gets out of play. Nice color to that one.
Yeah, there's a whole new, that's than just a wood, but now it's all about, what bat seemed hot at one point. You had the Easton Stells for a while, you had the DeMarinis for a while. Everybody had, once one kid hits one deep, everybody wants to use that model.
Well, yeah, it works.
And it really works in Little League. When you have a little guy hit one deep, everybody wants that model.
I never found the right model. 1-2. This one fouled right back to the screen.
That's a nice swing, though, there. It's keeping it level. It's not just I want to elevate it and drive it deep. That's get your hands level. The ball's already coming downhill slightly, so if you swing level with it, it's going to make a solid contact.
That comes in and hits him, looked like on the hand, but he's going to make his way down there as if there were no issues. Extra padding on those gloves, apparently. So now runners on first and second. So we've got 2 walks in the inning, 2 hit by pitches, and 2 runs have scored. And no hits whatsoever.
We don't have a radar gun on this, but I'm going back to the Lake Central Munster game years and years ago where Munster had a kid who didn't throw very hard, and Lake Central just leaned into every pitch. If it's not going to hurt, hit me and I'll take my base. And I can remember one where the umpire actually did not let the batter take the base. He said he didn't try to get out of the way.
It does happen on occasion. I see it more at the high school level than I do anywhere else, but remember a bat years ago with Matt Santana. He got hit like 2 or 3 times in a row, was never able to take first base. Umpire deemed every single time he kind of leaned into it a little bit. 2-0, misses outside. So 3 balls, no strikes.
I've always said, though, you don't want the guy to get hit, then throw harder.
Fair enough.
It's hard to take one in the back at 93 miles an hour.
There's a strike. Joey Kirk finally gets that strike. 3-1 the count here to Ryan Michelanis. And it's going to be ball 4. So now the bases are loaded, and we're going to have a meeting on the mound here with the coaches. And we will have a pitching change, so Kirk will come off. And it looks like the first baseman, Russ Bolt, will come in, so we'll let him warm up. We'll step aside. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse Technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. Easy switch here. Russ Bolt comes in from first base to pitch, and Kirk will go play first base. So now it's the number 8 hitter in the lineup, Anthony Sanchez, with Lake Central with the bases loaded, 2 away. First pitch, Anthony will offer at that pitch. Little breaking ball that he decided a little bit too late that he didn't want that one.
Yeah, Sanchez tried to hold up. I don't think he thought it was a strike, but he'd already committed. It looked like it was a strike coming out of the hand, and
Sanchez still looking for his first knock of the year. This would be a good opportunity for that one, or a good time for that one. Takes that pitch for a strike. Now, we're still early in the year, and obviously not a lot of at-bats for Sanchez. He's 0 for 4. So some of these times, I mean, obviously this is a key situation here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, but kind of probably still tracking pitches a little bit. That one comes upstairs, 1 and 2.
You know, you're coming in, you've scouted for their starting pitcher. You have an idea of the speed of the pitches, and before the 8 batter, we already have a new pitcher. So, but it looks like about the same pitches, the same curveballs, the same speed.
Here comes the 1-2. This one skips in. Nice block by Combs behind the plate as Russ Bolt will head back to the mound with a 2-2 count here on Sanchez, who you got to believe wants to be patient. Still kind of probably tracking some of those pitches a little bit just to get an idea of where things are. From the stretch, 2-2. This one line, and this will touch down for a hit. 1 run is in. Sanchez with his first knock of the year, and 2 runs are going to score as a result of it. Sanchez, the third baseman, coming through with a big opportunity when Lake Central needed it the most. This senior plays it through, and we have the replay for you here. The region replay. Just kind of muscled that one out there to right.
Yeah, he took that outside pitch the other way. Didn't try to do too much with it. Didn't roll it over to short or third. Just went with the outside pitch the other way. Got it right over the infield for a first base hit of the game.
Yeah, that is the very first hit of the game as well. First of the season for Sanchez, and now Victor Villegas will make his way out. First pitch over to Sanchez at first, got him back in safely.
Yeah, with 2 outs, Sanchez, he's looking like he wants to run to second here. He's got a good lead. He's getting.
So Russ Bolt comes set on the mound with 2 away, runners on the corners. Kicks and fires the first pitch to Villegas, and he'll foul that one away, heading towards the football field. I think they got unified track going on over there tonight. So 0-1 with 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. This will be the number 9 hitter of the inning for Lake Central. So if Villegas were to get on, we will bat around. Here's the 0-1 to Villegas, who lines this one out to left, and camping underneath it and making the catch on the line is Lambert. So Lambert able to catch that one on the line. They send 9 to the plate. They score 4 runs. Lake Central with a 4-0 lead as we go to the second. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the second inning here in St. John. Lake Central enjoying a 4-0 lead after 1. The scheduled hitters for LaPorte here in the top of the second inning. And remember, tonight's batting lineups are sponsored by Great Lakes Sports Hubs, combining world-class facilities, cutting-edge technologies, and community support into one unified platform. for athlete development. That's Great Lakes Sports Hub. John Wrinkle along with Joey Kirk and Nate Moses. So those are your scheduled hitters. Wrinkle, Kirk, and Moses, the DH, the pitch. Well, he was the pitcher. Now he's the first baseman, and Moses. So John Wrinkle, the DH today. This one chopped on the ground to second base. Vegas has to play that on a couple of bounces and gets it over to first in time. So, yeah, LaPorte has definitely has an idea of swinging at that first pitch and being aggressive.
Yeah, once again, ground ball right to second. Know he has time. Doesn't try to make a tremendous play. Just plays the ball, gets good footwork, gets it on a nice bounce, gets it right over to first.
First pitch to Kirk, and takes the first pitch for a strike. So Joey Kirk, who started as the pitcher, he's now the first baseman, batting from the left side of the plate. Swing and a miss. Now quickly 0-2.
Yeah, got a fastball up, got it right by him. Nice pitch.
In the place of Paso here. I'm sorry, in the place of Combs here. On the ground. Second base, Villegas again for the second out.
Yeah, they haven't hit anything hard yet, so we'll have to wait and see why they're really just not teeing it up. They're just making weak contact. He's moving the ball around in and out, speeds faster and slower.
So this brings up Nate Moses now. First pitch, swing and a miss. And I'd have to really go back and double check, but I think all six batters, all six first pitch strikes. Here's the 0-1. Why is that important? You know, that's a stat that they keep track of, and a stat that they want to make sure that, you know, the people are aware of for pitchers. Why is that so important for a pitcher to go up 0-1?
So if a pitcher gets ahead with the first pitch, his second pitch can be anything he wants it to be. If you throw a ball first pitch, you don't want to throw a ball too. So if you're not feeling your curveball that day, you almost have to come back with a fastball your second pitch. You don't want to fall behind 2-0 because now the batter knows the next two pitches are probably going to be fastballs.
Kick in the 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. Really nice movement on some of these pitches from Paso. Now he's got that towel in the back of the mound. If this was an NFL game, I think they would have thrown a flag for that, right?
Yeah,
you can't be wiping things off on the field, right? Didn't that happen to a Bears kicker?
Yeah, it's
sort of to wipe the field off with a towel.
You can only kick it with your shoe.
I guess. I don't know. Here comes the 2-2. Sun starts to break through. That pitch is inside, so we'll get a full pitch or full count pitch here. Probably one of the longer at bats that we've seen here so far for the Slicers. Luke Lambert awaits on deck. This one popped up into right. Camping underneath it and slapping the leather together is Brower for out number 3. 6 up, 6 down for the Slicers. We go to the second, or the bottom of the second, with Lake Central coming up, leading 4-0. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
We go to the bottom of the second inning here on the Region Sports Network. At the end of this one, we got some awards we're going to hand out. We got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game to award. The Crowell Company is proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond. Then we've got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Then, of course, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. Your scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the second inning. Will we go back to the top of the lineup? And this lineup is brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. Keegan O'Brien leading things off. Swings and misses at that one. 1-1 the count on him. Parker Robinson and Braden Walls due up next. I mentioned earlier Keegan O'Brien, a right-hander. He's a left-hander. A lot of left-handed hitters in this lineup for Lake Central today. 1-1 pitch, and there, misses for.
But there was the perfect example like we talked about last inning. He starts off that curveball for a ball, almost to not fall too far behind, comes back with the fastball, gets Keegan to swing over it.
This one chopped on the ground. This will be foul, so evens the count at 2. Just trying to get a piece of it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Just on the way here, top, bottom half of the second inning.
I always find it interesting, find it fascinating when these two teams get together. So much history with Slicer baseball. You and I have been able to call games over at Schreiber Field in LaPorte. And O'Brien lifts this one in the air to right. Moses trying to camp underneath it and does, as he slaps the leather together and gets out number 1.
Next up, shortstop, number 1, Carter Robinson.
Yeah, it didn't look like that ball jumped off the bat. It just, I don't know if it's a nice day, so.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of wind. There's a little bit of wind kind of carrying out to right a little bit based on the flag that we can see. As Parker Robinson makes his way to the dish and grounds this one down the third base line. This will be
foul.
It is a foul ball. I mean, yeah, that's why I didn't see an indication from the home plate umpire, but it certainly looked like it was decent down the line. But he's got
about a foot.
Yeah, he's got a better look at it than I do. Robinson pokes this one out into right, but it's going to be there for Moses to catch on a line. 2 up, 2 down for Rustbolt. Still in to pitch for the LaPorte Slicers.
That ball looked like it carried a little bit more, but once again, a curveball, breaking to the outside, not trying to do too much with it, taking it the other direction. That's what you want your batters to be doing right now.
So back from the left side of the plate here, Braden Walls, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. First pitch up there for strike 1, top of the zone it looked like. LaPorte, no runs, no hits, no errors. Lake Central, 4 runs on just 1 hit, no errors. A lot of it had to do with, as we see a swing and a miss over the nice breaking pitch from Rustbolt.
He had him fooled on that one.
Lake Central, a lot of walks and hit by pitches in that first inning, which allowed to 4 runs being scored. A couple wild pitches as well helped assist in that as well. That one missing and breaking just a little bit too far outside, so 1-2 the count.
Yeah, trying to throw that backdoor curveball 0-2 to see if you can get the batter to reach for it.
1-2 on the ground and through for a hit for Braden Walls. Second hit of the day for Lake Central. Walls, one of the better hitters for Lake Central, was hitting .474 coming into today. I'll bump that up a little bit.
Yeah, inside fastball. He just turned on it, got it right between first and second. Just a nice, solid ground ball through the infield.
So here comes Forrestek here. Yeah, I'm kind of shielded by the home plate umpire, but pretty much as most guys do, especially from the left side, I see getting right on that line, crown the plate a little bit. Rustbolt from the first base side of the rubber. Checking on that runner at first. First pitch. This one fouled back right behind us. Mike Dewan made a very valiant effort at trying to catch that one. Tried to throw his hat in the air to try to catch that one.
Yes,
Came up to no avail, though.
Both pitchers are trying to use the backdoor curveballs to the lefties instead of over the plate inside, so they're not really worried about a curveball over the plate coming inside, and they've already been hit a couple times. I don't think they're too worried about the speed.
Breaking ball missing just inside, so evens the count at 1.
They're getting a good look at the inside pitches.
Yeah, everything's, I mean, it's still early in the year. You're kind of tracking a lot of things at this point. Just kind of getting a feel for what things look like, how things are breaking, and that's going to change over the course of this nice weather continuing here. This one is fouled down the right field line, so 1-2. LaPorte could really use a 1-2, get away from that single 3-inning here.
Yeah, it's hard to give up 4 runs on 1 hit. You got 1 hit for Lake Central this inning, but it's all the other extra base runners that led to all the problems. And Russ Bolt had to come in with bases loaded, so he was already in the jam first pitch.
Talked about some of the numbers from yesterday. It was Forstek who has a runner heading down to second base. Does he get there in time? Yes, he does. Throw was a little bit high and just got underneath that one. Walls with the second stolen base of the year. Forstek was 2 for 4 yesterday with a couple of RBIs. Picked up an RBI already in this one today. So that's his 10th RBI of the year already.
The stolen base puts him into scoring position, so a hit would score a run if you...
2-2 is popped
that
up.
That could drop the center.
Nope. Coming in to make the catch is Matsky. And he will catch that one to end the threat. So we go to the 3rd inning. Lake Central still leads it 4-0. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oil Field and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
We go to the 3rd inning here on the Region Sports Network. Gorgeous day for baseball. Batting lineups tonight are brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. More than a dome. Your scheduled hitters here for LaPorte is your 7, 8, 9 hitters, Lambert, Anderson, and Matsky, who have yet to head to the plate just yet. LaPorte's been 6 up, 6 down, and are trying to break that streak a little bit here. Try to get a base runner in this inning. As they saw in the top of the 1st inning for Lake Central, the more base runners you have, the more opportunities you have to score. So Lake Central leads it 4-0 as we get started here at the top of the 3rd inning. Mark Passo back on the bump. And we mentioned how just 3 runs, only 2 earned, striking out 9, walking just 4. No strikeouts here today.
Yeah, Paso was really taking his time between inning here. I wasn't realized that the catcher was the runner on second base, so after the 3rd out, he had to get to the dugout, get all of his equipment on, and just took a little bit of time.
Swing and a miss.
Because Paso likes to get it and throw it.
This at bat here to Lambert might be the first time all game that we haven't seen a first pitch strike. It was 1-0, now it's 1-1. This one lifted in the air, and it's going to be behind the plate. Just over the top of the press box. 1-2. The count here to Lambert, the left fielder today. That one missing outside, so 2-2. Seeing some deep counts, and that kind of seems to be what LaPorte's doing here in this case. Normally they've been aggressive on that first pitch, but now kind of holding off a little bit here as this one goes out foul to the left.
Yeah, just fought that pitch off. That was a nice just fight it off. It was a good pitcher's pitch.
So 2-2 count on Luke Lambert. Pass on the lineup.
2-2 to Lambert. Lambert lines this one into right. Coming in, losing his head and making the catch is Brower. It always looks a lot cooler when you lose your hat in the process.
Well, that's just, the speed that you're running at is just that wind resistance blows it off. Well,
when you have a guy, I haven't seen Andrew Brower out there. I'm sure he's got a nice head of hair out there. And, working quickly here, missing for the first pitch on Jordan Anderson for ball one. Anderson still looking for his first knock of the year, 0 for 11 to start the campaign. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's in there for
nice breaking ball there.
Really nice pitch as it evens the count at 1. 1-1. This one lined into center. O'Brien will camp underneath it. He will make the catch.
He's got it. 2 down. Here's the third. So 2 down.
So I'm not sure what the real qualifications are to call it a line out versus a fly out, but a lot of these haven't really been getting as much in the air. At least this one, I feel like they're a little bit low line drives that are going right to the outfielders. This one chopped on the ground. Robinson will pick that one, collect, and throw a dart right to Buffett, right at first base there for another 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 in a row. We go to the bottom of the third. Lake Central leads at 4-0 still. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Meet Scott Miller, a lifelong Northwest Indiana resident. Scott has spent his career serving his community as a teacher, school leader, and superintendent of Hammond schools. Today, he serves as chief of staff for the city of Hammond, helping lead operations and guide decisions that impact local families every day. Known for tackling tough challenges and making responsible, honest decisions, Scott is ready to bring steady leadership to the Lake County Council. Scott Miller, responsible, experienced, ready. Mortaranos Roofing is a family-owned business established in 1986, celebrating over 40 years. We have completed over 5,600 roof replacements, repairs, and chimney projects, focused in Northwest Indiana and Southwest Michigan. Mortaranos Roofing has always put family, friends, and customers first in our mission to complete roofing projects with the greatest care and consideration as if it was our own. Give them a call today for a free estimate at 219-872-8246. Mortaranos Roofing. Protect your past, present, and future roofs for you and your loved ones and your legacy.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the third inning. As a reminder, batting lineups tonight are brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. More than a dome. Your scheduled hitters here in the third inning. Buffett, Brower, and McLannis for Lake Central, who lead it 4-0 early on here. Another conference matchup here, Lake Central and LaPorte. Lake Central trying to find themselves even in conference play. Started off 0 for 2 against the Valparaiso Vikings. Got a win yesterday against the LaPorte Slicers as Buffett, who walked his last time up, takes that pitch for a strike, so evens the count at 1.
1-1. Russ Bull ready to rock and roll. He's on the lineup. 1-1 pitch.
Russ Bull comes in on relief. Takes that pitch for a strike. Russ Bolt, by the way, coming in to today, had pitched 5 1/3, giving up just 1 hit. Hadn't given up an earned run. Walked 1, struck out 7. Coming into play today, first pitch, or the next pitch, I should say, which is a 1-2 pitch. Now,
sticking with that breaking ball as much as he can. I guess when you got all these lefties, you're trying to keep them off balance on the outside.
2-2, got him off balance that time. It gets the strikeout. First of the day for Russ Bolt. Kirk had 1, now Russ Bolt's got 1. Second strikeout of the day for Lake Central hitters, and this will bring up Andrew Brower now. Took a hit by pitch his last time up. Getting bent from the left side of the plate. First pitch, this one lifted in the air down the left field line, curling foul, and lands foul. Tell you what, Benedict over there doing a really nice job trying to collect that one. He was
lots of foul territory here.
Did you prefer a stadium that had a lot of foul territory, or did you like it a little bit tighter?
When I played short, so I wasn't getting that far to a fence, so.
Is it because you couldn't or because you didn't want to?
It's not my ball. That's third base.
Fair enough. I see some shortstops that haul some booty to get those, though.
Yeah, I'm not pulling a Derek Jeter and diving into the stands.
No.
They weren't paying me enough for that.
Fair enough. That's what we pay Mike DeWan for. 0-2 the count. This one popped up and will get out of play. Umpire had a look on his face like, catcher, you going to go for that one?
Yeah.
Catcher's like, yeah, I'm not going for that.
He could tell it was out of play.
0-2 the count on Brower.
Brower hit by a pitch, scored a run in that first inning, has himself down 0-2 here as Rust Bolt will step off, had something on his hand or his glove or something he didn't like, so get that out of here.
Little artificial turf on the ball, making it slicker.
2-2, check to swing, didn't go.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing. Lake Central, all these lefties, check swings, you don't have an umpire down at third.
Here's the pitch.
This one lifted and gets out of play. Catcher's going to go for that one this time, but doesn't need to. It's out of play. Not sure what we're limited on number of balls here, though. We got a lot of foul balls here so far in this one.
Oh, we got plenty. They got a whole box of them, though.
1-2. This one on the ground on the right side. And Ramos gets him at first base. Ramos is able to get it there as Kirk with the stretch gets the out. We've got the Region Sports replay. You make your determination at home.
Yeah, I think there would have been some players tapping their head on that. It looked a little bit closer than...
First pitch into Michelanis, who walked his last time up. Didn't play, or didn't get in the game yesterday. He's 1 for 4 on the season, though. Does have an RBI to his name. Takes the 0-1 on the edge for a called strike. I think the umpire is kind of giving a little bit off and inside the edge as well, giving the edges.
Yeah, we're at a little bit of an angle.
This one chopped right in front of the plate. Combs will pick it up. It is a foul ball. I don't know if it hit Michelanis. Yeah, I don't know if that's because it was fielded in front of in fair territory. So it must have hit.
I don't know if they hit the batter still in the box. If he hit it, and that because the catcher was definitely in front of the plate when he fielded it.
So it's an 0-2 count on Ryan Michelanis. Just need a hitter.
Here's an 0-2 pitch. This one on the ground. This time to the right side yet again. Ramos throws across. This time a little bit more straightforward on the call. 4-3 on the putout. If you're scoring at home, that's what you need. If you're scoring at home, hey, kudos to you. We go to the 4th inning. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I was born, raised, started the family, and worked my nearly 30-year career in law enforcement, both as a local police officer and as an ATF agent, all here in Lake County. I promise to lead differently, restore the public's trust in the Sheriff's Department, and to build a world-class police organization that is focused on serving you. In this election, Lake County residents have a different choice, a better way. I'm Jason Gore, and I approve this message.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. We go to the 4th inning here in St. John. Michael Brenner here along with my dad, Ron Bradner. Happy to have you along with us on a beautiful night for baseball here around Northwest Indiana. Got our sports director, Mike DeWan, on site doing the production. Aaron Svetlin doing the camera work out there, doing a great job as always. Our operations manager, Rich Castillo. Of course, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez. Coordinating producer, Zach Miller. I don't know if he's on site today. Is he out at Valpo today, Mike? Nope. Okay. All right, we go back to the top of the lineup for the LaPorte Slicers. This one lined into left and down for a hit. Took one trip through the rotation before LaPorte finally gets on the board in the hit column. So Keegan Ramos gets the fourth inning started with a leadoff single, and now Chad Rustbolt will come up and try to do the same thing.
Yeah, Ramos jumped on that curveball, just hit a nice line drive right over the infield.
Well, that's what we've seen. We've seen the first pitch is kind of challenged for strikes, and then this guy's been very aggressive early on in the counts, right on those first pitches. Ramos gets a nice lead off first base, thinking about making his way there. This one popped up on the right side of the infield, and it's picked up by Funfadel.
Yeah, Ramos got a really big lead there at first, but I don't know, what kind of chances you want to take down 4-0. The last thing you want to do is get your first hit of the game and then get thrown out stealing.
There's a throw to first, not in time, and now Cody Benedict from the left side popped up to the pitcher his last time up. Third baseman today. This one on the ground popped up to Villegas, who flips to Parker Robinson for the force at second base for out number 2. Nice smart play by Villegas there. Then Robinson just to kind of eat that one.
Yeah, I think Robinson wanted to show off that arm again. He ended the third inning with a nice, solid throw to first base. I think he wanted just to rip that one and just couldn't get it out of the glove cleanly.
Has 3 errors on the year. Didn't want to make it a fourth one on that play. So John Wrinkle now. So for the first time, they don't go 1, 2, 3, but they are going to go in order here after that single. And Wrinkle is out in the 5-3 put out. So just as quick as a 1, 2, 3 inning, LaPorte down here in the fourth. They are trailing 4-0 at Lake Central. We go to the bottom of the fourth. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratton Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton Manteau.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Hey, we got some awards we're going to hand out at the end of this game. We got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game to award. A leading candidate for that one is this guy at the dish right here. That's Anthony Sanchez. He's got the big RBI knock in this one, a 2 RBI single in the first inning to drive in a couple of runs. Rustbolt from the first base side of the rubber deals the 1-0 pitch, and now that bounces off the plate or maybe off the turf for a 2-0 count now. The Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond, by the way. 2-0 on the ground. This one will get stopped by Anderson, and it will not be played after that, but a nice knockdown by Anderson there. I was about ready to say it was going to get through, but Anderson was there to shade that one a little bit. It'll be an infield single, so after going 0 for 4 to start the campaign, he's 2 for 2 today as Anthony Sanchez, the senior.
Yeah, not trying to do too much. Just put it in play. You're heading to count. You're looking at a pitch you think that you can hit.
So now Victor Villegas will come up to the dish. Lined out to the left fielder his last time up. Looking to do a little damage here. They'll throw over to first on the lob from Rustbolt.
Yeah. Sanchez with a pretty decent lead here, too. So
looking for his first stolen base of the year. Yeah, he's got a good lead. Looking to run maybe on after the first pitch here. And that's going to be called a strike. I know there's certain counts that might be more favorable. I'm guessing 0-1 is not one of those favorable counts to go run on.
So here 0-1, he might be throwing another curveball into the dirt, so this would be actually a good pitch to run on.
Showing bunt, throw to first, not going to be back in time, or is going to be back in time. The throw's not there in time. We did see Benedict start to crash as Villegas was showing bunt on that last play. Might have been just kind of doing a little bit of show there. Throw back to first again, and he is back there in time as Kirk couldn't hold on to the baseball there. That would have been really close.
Yeah, luckily it hit the runner.
But again, Rustball pitching from that first base side of the rubber there, so giving just a little bit of advantage. Villegas showing bunt again. The throw down to second is not going to be in time as it scoots out to center field. And Sanchez with his first stolen base of the year. Second stolen base of the day for Lake Central.
Yeah, he got a really good lead. He got a really good jump. Nice crossover step. Didn't do that wasted half step with his right foot. Crossed over with his left. Got a good jump.
0-2 the count here to Villegas. So again, Russ Bolt again trying to get the sign here from his catcher, Combs. He comes set, now checks the runner. Here's the 0-2, and Villegas jams that one out of his kitchen a little bit there.
0-2, he was kind of fooled. He waited to the last second, at least got a bat on it.
Villegas was 0 for 3 in yesterday's game, so he's 0 for 4 with a strikeout in this series so far. We'd like to get a little knock here, drive in another run. Checking on that runner again. Here's the
line drive up the middle.
Line drive. This will touch down for a hit. They'll get this thrown in there quickly, and Sanchez will drop anchor at third. So Villegas delivers another knock. Back-to-back hits for Lake Central. Sanchez makes his way
nice
down
sweet
to
swing,
third.
straight up the middle, drove it right back up the middle to center field for a nice line drive hit.
So we go back to the leadoff hitter, Keegan O'Brien, for his third plate appearance. He has struck out and flown out. So Russ Bolt getting the sign from Combs here, figuring out what he wants to do to O'Brien here. Whatever they've been thinking has been working here on O'Brien so far, but he's looking to do a little damage. This one, hot shot right back to Kirk, who steps on the cushion at first, but it's going to be an RBI put out for Keegan O'Brien as Sanchez comes in to score. They couldn't relay the throw back to second, but Kirk stepped on the cushion for out number one. That's one, you're 0 for 3 to start the day, but take the RBI along with it. Third of the year.
Hard hit ball, kind of handcuffed the first baseman. Couldn't really throw to second for a double play thing because the runner's right in the way. You have to throw it over the runner. You throw it over the runner. You throw it out in left field.
So Parker Robinson, I believe time was called, and that was a very late time call. That's one of the ones where, if you're the pitcher, you're probably getting a little frustrated. You're already kind of in your windup, and you don't want to stop your momentum and stop your windup. That can hurt yourself.
Yeah. You got Victor, dancing around at second base. He's getting a bigger and bigger lead, and you don't want him to get too big of a lead.
Steps off, checks on that runner, make sure he gets
back. That's a good step off by the pitcher. That's Rosebolt, that's good. You wanted to see if he was going on first movement where he was trying to get a good secondary lead.
Robinson through the hole on the left side. Gets the knock there. Villegas coming to the plate. He will get in and score on the RBI single from Parker Robinson. Got to believe if anybody from Oklahoma is watching that one, they're excited about that RBI single from Robinson, scoring the run from second base. And a Region Sports replay here for you.
Yeah, nice solid swing. Not trying to do too much. Just these solid contacts. That's another solid contact line drive right through the infield.
Fifth RBI of the year. The interesting note for Parker Robinson, he's batting over 300. No extra base hits, though, so all singles. But he's getting on base. That's all you can ask for, right? as the weather gets nicer, I'm guessing the power is going to come along with it.
Yeah, a little bit nicer at ball. The ball carries better.
Braden Walls, 1 for 1 on the day, was hit by a pitch in the first. Came in to score. Singled in the second. Stole a base as well. And Robinson on his way down to second. He'll get in there with another stolen base. Third of the day for Lake Central. Third of the season for Robinson. Stolen base is such an underrated part of the game in baseball. If you're an MLB fan, yeah, it happens, but it's not as much as maybe you would see down at this level. And this definitely manufactures quite a few runs. I've already seen it play out here today. 2-0 on the ground, right side. Ramos fields that one and throws it to first, and he does keep his foot on the bag. It was Kirk. So Ramos' throw kind of pulls him off the bag a little bit, but Kirk with his long, lanky frame able to stay on the bag.
But the stolen base there gets him to second base, and then a ground out to second gets him over to third. So now a wild pitch or anything weird happens, you get another run. That's
Forstek comes up here with the runner at third base. Lake Central, 6 runs on 5 hits, no errors. First pitch to Forstek is back to Ramos there, who gobbles it up and throws a nice one over to first to retire the side. But Lake Central scores 2 more, and it's 6-0 here after 4. We go to the 5th. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting us and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. We go to the 5th inning here in St. John, Indiana, home of the Lake Central Indians as they are battling the LaPorte Slicers. Mark Passo back on the bump for the Indians as LaPorte will come up. Batting lineups tonight brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. More than a dome. Your scheduled hitters, Joey Kirk, Nate Moses, and Luke Lambert. So left-hander here. Hasn't been a lot to cheer for the LaPorte Slicers here today, trying to get something going. They finally got their first knock, their first base runner in the 4th inning. Trying to get something here after the first pitch strike from Passo has been working very quickly here. This one lifted in the air, out to right, twisting and turning, and this one will bounce over the wall, so it'll be a double for Kirk as it jumps over the wall there. So an extra base to start things up here in the 5th. This is exactly what LaPorte wants. Kirk, who was coming in today, batting $154. Now 1 for 2 on the day. Nate Moses makes his way to the dish now. 0 for 13 to start the campaign. Would love his first knock here and try to grab an RBI. It'd be his first of the year.
Time
on the umpire here as the
fan out in right field threw the ball back onto the field.
Trying to help out and be courteous. I'll take that one from the first base coach.
But Kirk, just a solid line drive right over the right fielder's head. One bounce on that turf right over the fence.
Moses takes the first pitch inside for a ball. So checking on that runner Now deals the 1-0, missing outside, so 2-0. So he hasn't had too much traffic on the bases today, so we'll see how he reacts to a runner in scoring position. He didn't have that in the fourth inning.
Yeah, Ramos led off with a hit, but he never got to second, so not a whole lot of sweating done for your pitcher.
There's that breaking ball, real nice movement. So 2-1. Checks the runner. Here's the 2-1. This one missing low and outside. So 3-1, looking to capitalize on this. Or the LaPorte Slicers would love the free pass. They know how base runners are important. 3-1 pitch coming up from Paso. Kicks and fires. And it skips in there for a walk. So first free pass issued of the day. So now first and second for the Slicers. This is exactly what they need. They need runners on base. They head to the bottom of their order, trying to turn the lineup back over.
Yeah, just pulled two of these to the outside corner from the hand side to the glove side. Just pulled them. I don't think he's showing any fatigue or anything. I think just a runner on second is in his mind a little bit. And
Luke Lambert takes the first pitch outside. So, is this one of those situations? Are you noticing, is he, delivering a little different? Is he not getting the stride? Is he not using the same arm slot? Or is just a little bit nervous, or not nervous, but a little hesitant with that runner on second? Guys always maybe worried about relaying signs.
Yeah, he's still using the same wind-up, the same, he's not rushing. He pitches really quick to begin with, so.
Foul ball at the dish, so 2-1 here to Lambert. Lambert coming into today 0 for 3 on the season with a stolen base, so can run if he gets on. 0 for 1 to start the day. 2-1. This one lifted down the left field line, and this will touch down fair. One run is going to come in. It's bobbled by Vorstek out in left. The throw to third. Not going to be in time, and it's an RBI double for Luke Lambert to get the Slicers on the board here in the fifth.
It's a 6-1 ball game. So Moses good base running, moves up all the way to third.
So Kirk all the way home with Moses scootering all over to third base, and now we'll have a chat with the pitching coach. We mentioned we got awards we're going to hand out. We talked about that Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. We've also got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn what you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And then, of course, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game. Brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com. So for LaPorte, it'll be Jordan Anderson up here after this meeting on the mound. Anderson coming into today 0 for 11, 0 for 12 if you include today's at-bat. So a lot of these guys looking for their first knocks of the season, and for Lambert, that was his first of the season after going 0 for 3, 0 for 4 actually.
Yeah, that was just a perfect outside pitch. He took it the other way, didn't try to do too much, got it right down the left field line and just inside the foul pole.
Takes the first pitch in there for a strike.
That might settle Paso down a little, get that first pitch strike.
Yeah, the first, 9 batters all had first 8 batters all had first pitch strikes. So Paso now with a 1-1 count on the hitter Anderson. Anderson, the shortstop today, lined out to center field his first time up. Galen Matsky due up next. 1-1, breaking ball, going way outside.
Really nice pitch there. Started it on the outer half.
Anderson taking a healthy hack at it, couldn't reach out to it. So now 1-2, you're going to come back with the breaking ball here?
Yeah, I'm going away again. Catcher going outside.
Pitches upstairs.
Fastball high.
Maybe going with the fastball high just to try to get him to chase on that.
Yeah, just try to change his eye level. But, yeah, 2-2. I'm throwing that curveball over the plate outside again. Where if he swings at it, it's a strike 3.
This one lifted in the air off to the right, and this will get out of play. So we'll see if that breaking ball comes back here on this 2-2 pitch. It's been working for Paso most of the day today.
Yeah, that pitch was still a strike. I'd like to see the one on the outer half that curves off the plate for a ball to see if you can get him to expand the zone.
2-2. Swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike, so they're going to have to throw over to first, but they're going to tag him instead. Don't want to risk throwing that one away. So Walls will tag him there. First base was occupied, so Anderson could have gone to first base. That is actually the first strikeout of the day for Paso, so his 10th of the year. So now Kellen Matsky comes up here. So first pitch to Matsky, misses inside. So Matsky 1-0. The count to him. Grounded out to Parker Robinson, his first time up. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike, so 1-2. Yeah, he's got really good movement on the breaking ball right now. And the right-handers definitely can get him reaching a little bit here and just kind of poke it to the right side. 1-1, swing and a miss. Or a foul tip, Foul tip into the mid of Walls, so 1-2.
Nice inside, jam him. But it looks like the middle infielders are going to just give him the run if it's. They'd rather stay out of the big inning and get the out. So
1-2 on the ground. Robinson will throw to first. It's a low throw, but able to dig that one out. Funfidal gets that one, and it does score a run. So 6-2 the score there. So Matsky, even though it's an out, it's a productive out.
Right, you just wanted, like I said, the middle infielders were playing deep. They were going to concede the run, leave the runner at second, because now it takes another hit to get it running.
Now that's obviously called from the dugout from the coaches to say, hey, we want you to play back a little bit on this one. This one on the ground again, and it's Robinson who throws it to first. It gets away. Fuffedall has to find it. Another run comes around to score. And just like that, the deficit is cut in half. 3 runs here in the 5th inning for the LaPorte Slicers. Robinson with his 4th error of the year.
So they played it just the way they wanted it. The pitcher got his ground ball that he thought would get out of the inning. And now the lead's cut in half.
First pitch up to Rustbolt is upstairs. I feel like Parker Robinson, did he throw just a little, like he threw a dart over there and it got a little bit low, trying to put a little too much on it. He had time.
Yeah, kind of short-armed it and came up short.
Fuffedall couldn't dig it out of the turf. It's kind of hard. It's not like the real dirt. You don't always anticipate the right angles and the right jumps and hops. And especially when you're throwing it as hard as Robinson's probably throwing it. 1-0. That one tails outside. Evens the count at 1. Ramos was thinking about taking off there. 1-1 the count here. This one on the ground, left side. This one picked up by Sanchez, who will make a nice toss across the diamond for out number 3. But the Slicers cut the lead in half. They get 3 runs here in the top of the 5th. Lake Central leads at 6-3. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
welcome back. It's bottom of the fifth inning here at Lake Central. Lake Central leads at 6-3 against the LaPorte Slicers. Little Duneland Athletic Conference matchup for you here in mid-April. Hope you got your taxes turned in by now. Got a few hours left, I think, right, to get that turned in. Jackie Robinson Day around Major League Baseball as well. Lots going on today. First pitch into Tyler Fuffedall. In there for a strike. Reminder, batting lineups tonight brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. They're more than just a dome. This one on the ground and right to the first baseman, Kirk, who will step on the cushion for out number one. Andrew Brower and Ryan Michelinis. Also your scheduled hitters here in this fifth inning. Lake Central holding on to a 6-3 lead. LaPorte has scored 3 in the top of the fifth, trying to get back into this one. Looking for their first conference win of the year. And Brower lines this one into right. This one will touch down. After Moses couldn't get it on the dive, O'Brien can fly. He's already at third base. And he'll drop anchor at third base. He's got some speed. And it's a one-out triple for Andrew Brower. So Moses, who couldn't get it on the dive.
Just couldn't get to the line. Just too much room out there. He tries to make the diving catch, and once it gets by him, that's just off to the races.
So Michelinis comes up here. 0 for 1 on the day. Had the walk back in the first inning. Everybody got to bat in the first inning. This one popped up in the air out to left, and this will drop right into the Bermuda Triangle and score a run. Lake Central gives up 3 in the top of the fifth, and they score 1 here in the bottom of the fifth so far. Right in no man's land, hit it right where they're not.
That's where pulling your infield in to cut the run off the plate, a fly ball just in short left field where your shortstop normally might have been able to get to that. Can't get back to it. Left fielder too deep, shortstop in too far.
Here comes the hottest hitter for Lake Central right now. Anthony Sanchez came in today 0 for 4, and he's 2 for 2 today. First pitch, pops this one up to the right side, and Moses is there for the one-handed catch. I'll say that's the announcer's jinx on Sanchez there. First out of the game for him. Second out of the inning for Lake Central. Already scoring 1 here. Lead at 7-3. And this will bring up Victor Villegas, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Had a nice frozen rope out to left his last time up. So with 2 away, Russ Bull from that first base side of the rubber here. They're going to nice little toss across there to first base. See if they can maybe get Michelinis over there at first. And he says no chance. Lake Central 7 runs on 7 hits with an error. LaPorte with 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. So Villegas wearing that number 2 jersey. Here's the 1-0. This one skips away from Combs, and Michelinis is going to make his way down to second on the wild pitch. Third wild pitch of the game. Haven't seen it since the first inning, though. So Victor singled and scored a run his last time up in the 4th inning, trying to do a little bit more damage here with a runner in scoring position. This one popped up right field. Moses going back some more, makes the catch just in front of the warning track, and that'll retire the side. Lake Central does grab 1 more, and they lead at 7-3 as we go to the 6th. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with my dad, Ron Bradner. Dad, got a pitching change here as we've got Justin Makowski coming in here for the Indians here to start the sixth inning. We saw Paso kind of getting a little bit wild, not throwing as effective as he was. The command wasn't there at the end of that fifth inning, or the top of that fifth inning. But Makowski, in his fourth appearance here on the year, 1-1 with a 5.53 ERA. He's allowed 5 earned runs on the season, 8 runs on 9 hits.
Yeah, got hit kind of hard that last inning. It's still early in the year. You don't want these kids throwing too many innings, getting hurt. You get the lead back to 4, so let's bring in a reliever and see what we can do.
Still a gorgeous evening here in Northwest Indiana. First pitch into Cody Benedict is in there for a strike. Still a gorgeous evening, partly cloudy skies. The sun breaking through the clouds a little bit out to our left. Here's the 0-1 to Benedict. Kind of checked his swing a little bit. Didn't go around on it, though, so 1-2 on the low pitch.
Sixth inning, 7-3 Lake Central lead. Mikowski comes set. Here's the pitch.
First pitch comes inside on Benedict, the 1-1 pitch comes inside on Benedict. Now 2-1. So we'll close the book on Mark Passo's day. We'll give you that line in just a moment. Here's the 2-1. Downstairs, so 3-1. Mark Passo goes 5 innings, giving up the 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a walk and a strikeout. And a called strike. And makes it a full count.
Full count on Cody Benedict, 6th inning. Slicers trail the ball game 7-3. Lake Central. Here's the lineup.
Makowski coming set here. The full count pitch. This one on a line and through for a base hit to start things up in the 6th. LaPorte not going away. They scored 3 in the 5th. Looking to do a little more damage here in the 6th.
Just solid ground ball right between first and second. Just solid contact. Gets it through with this turf infield. There's not a whole lot of stuff to slow it down. So if you can hit it hard, it's going to go through in a hurry.
Kent Lake Central leading at 7-3. John Wrinkle here at the dish. 0 for 2 on the day. Takes the first pitch in there for a called strike. And they're going to say actually only one of those runs were earned for Mark Passo. So I think the error allowed a couple of the runs to score. So 3 runs, only 1 earned. Going off the Lake Central game changer there. That throw back to first, not in time. Makowski has the sign he wants for Wrinkle. Here's the 0-1. Now pitch low.
Nice scoop by the catcher there. That could have got away, and you got another runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Wall's able to stop that one. And Wrinkle trying to put a little wrinkle in the scoreboard here, make it a closer ball game. Already a 4-run ball game. 1-1, and it's outside, but it's called a strike anyway. 1-2, the outer edge. Just across. I think one of those laces might have been sticking out a little bit and crossed the outside of that rubber there.
Yeah, this is the slight angle we're at. The catcher's definitely inside the box. It's catching it inside his face mask.
1-2, struck him out. So a 1-out strikeout, second strikeout of the day for LaPorte hitters. So Joey Kirk, 1 for 2 on the day. Hit that double in the 5th, scored the run. And the first pitch into Kirk is a breaking ball that misses just inside.
Yeah,
I do appreciate an umpire that kind of says where he saw it. It went inside, it was outside, or wherever, high, low.
Yeah, so that curveball, he started right over the plate, just curved inside a little bit too much.
That breaking ball hits the outside part of the plate for the called strike. So,
and then he goes right to the backdoor curveball. Let's curve it back over the plate instead of curving it inside.
So from the stretch, it's that left foot back. Now fires the 1-1, swing and a miss. A little off speed on that one. 1-2.
Chasing an outside pitch there.
And the right-hander getting the sign that he wants. Right foot right in the middle of the rubber there. And now time is called at the dish by Joey Kirk. It's interesting to watch, though. It looks like, I thought at the middle of the pitching rubber is where Makowski starts. Then all of a sudden it ended up at the third base side of the rubber. 1-2, swing and miss at the breaking ball. And it's going to be a strikeout yet again. Can't go down to first because it's already occupied. So just like that, back-to-back strikeouts.
Now batting right fielder number 7.
Here comes Nate Moses, 0 for 1 on the day. Oh, sorry, I'm kicking your cord, sorry.
Takes his lead off first. Makowski comes to settle down. First pitch to Nate Moses.
It's that
Looks
back
like they're
foot
going
back.
way away. There.
Trying to mix things up a little bit. Might have been taking a peek while he was in the on-deck circle. Walked and scored a run his last time up. Also doing a fair job out there in right field as well. There's the 1-0. Breaking ball missing just inside. 2-0 the count here.
Yeah, just couldn't get it to break back over the plate. Stayed inside on him.
2-0. This one muscled, and this will touchdown for a hit out to right. Everybody will advance a base. Throw gets in. And Nate Moses gets a hit. So now first and second with 2 away. Here in the top of the 6th inning. And now Luke Lambert, who had an RBI double his last time up, make his way to the dish, and we'll have a mound visit. Just as a reminder, we've got awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We got that Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. The Crowell Company's proud to recognize superheroes on the baseball diamond. Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And the Ironworkers 395 Proud Union Home Play of the game.
Yeah, I'm sure Wallace went out there just to remind him that he took that outside pitch to left field, so you can't just backdoor curveball him. He will go the other way.
0-1 pitch misses outside, 1-1. By the way, go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union iron worker. Interested in a second career? Guess not. 1-1. The swing and a foul tip.
Way ahead of that one. Nice curveball, kept him really off balance.
So 1-2 the count here. What pitch you coming with here?
I'm throwing that curveball backdoor again.
Gets the sign that he wants.
Keeping it low. He wants it low. Wallace wants it low.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And retires this side with a little bit of damage in the form of a couple of singles, but nothing across the board. We go to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Game Night here in the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Hey, welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Lake Central High School on the Region Sports Network. The Indians lead it 7-3 over the Slicers. Michael Brenner here along with Ron Brenner. Aaron Splitland doing the camera work today. Our sports director Mike Dewan doing the producing. Trying to make us sound good. It's not easy to do, so appreciate the producer on site. Glad to bring you all the action on site here today. So Keegan O'Brien will lead things off for Lake Central. O'Brien, Robinson, and Walls, the top three in the lineup for Lake Central. Batting lineups brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub. They're more than just a dome. The 0-1. Breaking ball missing upstairs and out. 1-1. You were at the dome today.
I was at the dome today hitting some softballs with the guys.
Some softballs. Who says you don't have to get any fun when you're retired? Here's the 1-1. This one lined out to right and will be there for Moses to haul in. So Moses pulls that one in. Now Parker Robinson will come up.
Yeah, he has some good swings. He flew out right twice and a hard ground ball to third. So he was making good contact, just didn't have the hitter's luck. He had.
Is that how your line drives were looking today with the softball? No strikeouts, right?
No strikeouts. Hit more on the ground, though.
This one fouled on the third base side for Parker Robinson. Any out of the park?
No, you're inside the dome. You just hit. It's not that far. You can hit the wall.
Okay. All right.
It's probably only 260 to the fence, where a home run and slow pitch softball is probably 300.
0-1 to Robinson. He lifts one
deep to center.
Deep to center, and underneath it, making the catch is Matsky. Just a lot of room out there in center field. Straightaway center, 400.
Next up, the catcher, number 19.
So Braden Walls makes his way to the dish. He is 1 for 2 today. Hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first. Singled and stole a base in the second, then grounded out to second in the fourth. First pitch to Walls, misses for ball 1. Walls was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. 1-0. This one gets away from Combs.
I don't know if you have the stats from yesterday. Were there a few stolen bases yesterday too, or
I will double check. Game Changer thing is a wonderful little device. Indians 1-4-2. Lake Central did steal 2 yesterday. Walls and Robinson got a couple of steals.
So Robinson got another one today.
So they've got a handful here in this series. 3-0 pitch to Walls is inside, so it's a 2-out walk, and this will bring up Jacob Forestick.
Next up,
but I've noticed both catchers on this turf try to throw the hard line drive right over the pitcher's head and let it skip to the bag instead of having to throw it all the way to the bag on a fly, because in the grass, in the dirt, the ball could hit something and ricochet. On this turf, it's going to bounce right to the player. I'm sure that the metrics show that a hard line drive right over the pitcher's head, skimming, is going to be faster than a.
JT Rosansky going to be the courtesy runner for Walls. Checking on him over at first base. He gets back in safely, though.
Yeah,
that'd be a debut here into the game. You'd just get on base. The only thing might get a stolen base. They throw over to first. You're out. That'd be a stinky way. Start the game. This one lined, and this will get out of play. Foul.
But whenever they get Walls off the base path, at least, so that here in the bottom in the top half of the seventh here, your pitcher doesn't have to wait on him. He can get his gear on. And
so Forestick, who is 0 for 3 today, he was 2 for 4 yesterday. Does have an RBI today. They check on him again. is Rosansky. So 3 RBIs in this back-to-back series so far for Stack, so not too shabby. 1-1 the count on him. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Throw down to second is not going to be in time, and it's going to be a stolen base for Rosansky.
I believe that pitch was a ball, so the count is 1-1 now. Run for Stack.
I believe we got 4 stolen bases on the day. Does that sound right to you?
Yep.
4? All right. So 4 stolen bases today for Lake Central hitters.
Lake Central Indians here in the 6th inning. They lead us 7-3.
Russ Bolt still looking in. Doing really good in relief work. Had to come in the first inning. 1-1. This one lifted out into left center, but Matsky is going to camp underneath it to make the catch and retire the side. LaPorte coming up in the 7th inning. They got 3 outs to work with. Lake Central trying to put them away. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
We go to the top of the 7th inning here in St. John. Makowski trying to close this out for Lake Central, the top of the 7th, but LaPorte has not gone away quietly. They trail 7-3 here in the top of the 7th, down to their final 3 outs of the game. Trying to get something cooking here. Jordan Anderson, I beg your pardon, will have a pinch hitter, and it'll be James Morgan to pinch hit for Jacob Anderson.
And leading off for the Slicers, number 2, James Morgan.
So James Morgan will get things going here for the Slicers. First pitch, fouls it back. Kind of a tough spot for Morgan to get in here. He comes in cold off the bench. Bukowski's already got an inning of work.
Yeah, and he looked like he was fooled on that curveball, but since it was such a slow off-speed pitch, he had time to still get a bat on it, but he really crowds the plate too here. So
digging the lime green to the bat as well, as it's now 0-2 to Morgan. Kalen Matsky awaits in the on-deck circle. And then Keegan Ramos in the hole. Here comes the 0-2. Comes inside, almost hitting Morgan. Morgan would have gladly taken that.
Yeah, we got ice. That's the. You need base runners. You gotta take one for the team. I'd like to see him a little more settled here. Where I don't like the hands moving, especially 0-2, 1-2.
So it comes downstairs. So 2-2 the count now. Working a good at bat here after going 0-2.
But that you like that lime green bat. So probably 14 years ago, I could have called that as the SV12 from way back in the day. Those were the lime green bats.
Ooh. 2-2, that does hit him. Takes it on the shoulder. He'll happily run down to first base on the hit by pitch. So this will bring up Matsky.
That's the way to take
now.
one for the team.
That's right. You got that built-in padding with the arm muscle there. So Matsky, center fielder today, 0 for 2 on the day, but does have a RBI. First pitch upstairs, 1-0. Nobody warming in the Lake Central bullpen, so this is Makowski's inning here for sure. 1-0. Swing and a miss over the nice breaking ball from Mikowski.
Nice breaking ball there. It doesn't look like Morgan's any chance of stealing here. When you're down by 4, you can't be taking any chances at first base.
Yeah, Morgan not with a big lead off of first base. Good call there. Here's the 1-1. This one trails inside, and Mikowski having a hard time commanding. Maybe showing a little frustration there. That one takes the 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. Well, this is if you're LaPorte, you need the base runners. If you can get the bases loaded, you're one swing away from tying this thing. And now we're going to have a courtesy runner, and it's going to be number 5. That might be Maddox Splix. Not on the varsity roster, but I got a number 5 on the JV roster, so we'll see if that is number 5. Here's the 3-1 upstairs, and it's ball 4. So just like that, hit by pitch, now a base on balls. And LaPorte will get the tying run to the on-deck circle with nobody out here in the 7th.
And you turn the line over. That's the last thing you want is the 8-9 guys a hit by pitch and a walk. That's got to not let Central's coaching staff happy.
So I believe it's Splix out there at second base, and now Keegan Ramos, who is 1 for 3 on the day. And we'll have time called here. Checking on that runner at second. First pitch. This one driven in the air to center. O'Brien coming in, and it's going to drop. There's going to throw middle of the diamond here, and bases are loaded. And here comes Rust Bolt with the bases loaded and a chance to tie it with one swing.
So it's a single for Ramos, his second hit of the ball game.
His second hit of the ball game for Keegan Ramos. And now Rust Bolt, who's 0 for 3, with an opportunity to do some damage here. We'll have time as the pitching coach for Lake Central will come out and talk to Mikowski here. Gives us the time or a chance to remind you, we got those awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We got that Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. They have offices open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. We've also got that Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. You can learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And then that Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by Iron Workers Local 395. To find how you become a union iron worker, visit ironworkers395.com. Conference is over on the bump. A couple of fist bumps here from teammates to Mikowski as bases are loaded full of slicers. As I like to say, some dogs on the grill here. First time busting that out this season.
Yeah, here you just want to get ahead and try to manage the damage here. If they get a run, that's a run, but you need to get an out. You need to.
They'll sacrifice one to get 2 outs here as that one skips in. 1-0 the count here to Rust Bolt.
1-0 the count on CT Rust Bolt. Bases full of slicers. 7th inning. We trail by 4. Tight run is CT Rust Bolt.
Looking in to get the sign from Walls. Mikowski comes set, rocks back, set at the bell. Here's the pitch. It's downstairs and stopped nicely by Walls to keep it between the wickets. Do have some action warming up in the Lake Central bullpen. Trying to see if we can get the number for you all the way out there. Looks like number maybe. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Did you say it was 10, Mike?
Single number.
Single number, so maybe it wouldn't
5.
be number 5, maybe. Anthony Nope, Sanchez is on third base. Here comes the 2-1. This one lined and through for a base hit. Here comes one run, and it's all it's going to be as they throw it inside the middle of the diamond. And the lineup just keeps on moving. Rust Bolt does his job. RBI single. Gets his first knock of the day. And that makes it a 7-4 ball game. And Cody Benedict now So I believe Mike is indicating number 1-6, which would be Ben Baylog, warming up in the Lake Central bullpen. So Benedict here, 1 for 3 on the day. Rustbolt with the big RBI single here makes it a 7-4 ball game. The 1-0 count here to Benedict. Pops this one up, and infield fly is in effect. Robinson will make the catch just behind second base. Infield fly was in effect, so that's the first out of the ball game, and now Lake Central one pitch away from getting out of this on a ground ball to the middle part of the infield, or even to third. John Wrinkle is 0 for 3 today, trying to get some damage done, keep the lineup moving for the Slicers. Bases loaded, 1 away. Top of the 7th inning, trailing by 3. Wrinkle grounds this one on the first base side, but foul.
Lake Central playing their middle infielder still deep. They'll give them the one more run because one run doesn't mean anything.
Well, if they get the double play, if they can get the ground ball here, they could be 2, and it could end the ball game with 1 away. But they'll sacrifice 1 to get 1 out at the very least. 0-1 skips in, starts to get away, but nobody can advance. Wasn't far enough from Walls.
Blocked that pretty well to keep it in front, so it didn't get behind him.
No more action in the Lake Central bullpen, so maybe that 1 out kind of made Schwartz and Truber feel he's okay. Either that or Ben Baylog's just ready to go at a moment's notice. Here's the 1-1. We'll watch for the results. That one's low, 2-1. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1, and just like that, Mikowski's in jeopardy of walking in the 5th run for the Slicers. Here comes the 3-1. This one chopped on the ground. This will be on the third base side, but foul.
That was a pitch he was looking for.
So Wrinkle is 0 for 3 on the day with a 3-2 count. The DH in the lineup today, trying to get something going here. And the full count pitch. It's outside. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wrinkle. 5th strikeout of the day for LC pitching, and on the outer edge of the plate, the home plate umpire says, "Sit down, young man." There's now Joey Kirk from the left side. Will try to keep the lineup moving. First pitch to him. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Mikowski taking that big deep breath after that called strike, knowing he's got that second out. Here's the 1-0. Takes upstairs. Bases are loaded for the Slicers. 2-0 the count to Joey Kirk. Started the day as the pitcher. Couldn't go more than 2/3 of an inning and had to go back to first base with Rustbolt coming in relief. 2-0 swing and a miss on the 2-0 breaking ball. 2-1 the count now.
Yeah, you'd like to see him get a better swing at a 2-0 count there, but he's staying aggressive.
Kirk 1 for 3 on the day. Got the first hit for the second hit for the Slicers. First extra base hit, and this one up the middle and through for a hit. 1 run is in. They're going to send the runner. Here's the second.
He's out at third.
Going to third. The tag. He is out at third, and Rustbolt thrown out at third. And it's going to end in a 7-6 ball game. Lake Central going to hold on and hang on to win the ball game. And a Region Sports replay for you. A nice shot up the middle for Kirk. And then out over at third base with Rustbolt trying to stretch it to third base. 2 runs scored on that RBI single, 2 RBI single from Kirk. But what a play over at third to end it. And the threat ends just like that, and Lake Central holds on to a doozy. They were up 6-0 at one point, and LaPorte has come roaring back, and it's a 7-6 finale between Lake Central and LaPorte. You can't do it much better than that if you're LaPorte.
Yeah, hit your cutoff man, get him out going to third, trying to be aggressive to get to third base with 2 outs.
So 2 RBIs from Kirk on that one. We're going to step aside. We're going to crunch the numbers and come up with our award winners. You are watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratton-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton-Manteau.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Lake Central wins a doozy of a game. They win it 7-6. They were up 6-0 at one point in this game, and LaPorte came roaring back. It ends up a 7-6 ball game.
Yeah, LaPorte never gave up. They stayed in it after giving up 4 in the first. Just base hits. You had the one, ground rule double, but other than that, they just put the ball in play, move from base to base, play smart baseball. Just unfortunately, the last play, the guy got a little greedy trying to go into third.
It's time to name our award winners for tonight. We got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond. Where do you want to go with this one?
Well, Anthony Sanchez. He got the first 2 hits. He got that hit in the first inning that put us up 4-0. Really set the tone for Lake Central to relax. We have a 4-run lead in the first. We can play our game, move station to station, steal some bases. just play a good all-around game. Sanchez did a great job.
Got the first hit of the ball game, two RBI single in that first inning, and then followed up with another single in the fourth and stole a base, scored a run. Had himself a 2-for-3 ball game today. Pretty nice day for the third baseman, Anthony Sanchez. Let's take a look at the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
Yeah, so Chad Rustbolt came in with the bases loaded, gave up the one hit that gave up the 2 runs, but then he pretty much settled down, kept Lake Central off balance. They got a couple runs here and there. The deciding run is going to be on the pulled-in infield, the blue pit that goes to left field. That was the deciding run for Lake Central. That could have been an out if you didn't have the infield in.
Yeah, wasn't scheduled to be the starting pitcher today, but came in on relief, went 5 1/3, giving up just 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and then got that big knock in the 7th inning as well. So really kind of helping keep LaPorte in this game, and a big reason why this game was only a 1-run game. All right, let's go ahead and look at the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com, and we'll queue up that play right now.
Yeah, you get the base hit up the middle, and center field charges aggressively, makes a good throw to the cutoff man. LaPorte trying to be a little bit too aggressive, trying to go from first to third on a hit up the middle. He gets thrown out at third.
Yeah, it was O'Brien to tough it all to Sanchez for the final put out after 2 runs came across to score. And that is how the game came to an end. So, can't beat that. I mean, it's what you play the game for sure. A lot of threatening base hits and just not getting away. Just collectively good at bats here at the end of the game for LaPorte. So really kind of felt like a huge sigh of relief. I'm sure came from Coach Schwartzentruber when he got that out over at third base, and he's thinking to himself like, throw it.
Yeah, but that's the perfect. I watched the pregame. You hit your cutoff man, good things can happen. Don't overthrow him, don't underthrow him. He threw it right to the first base, got him. Good clean throw to third. Everybody was in the right spot. No one was just watching the play. Everybody was doing their job that play.
Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez, our operations manager Rich Castillo, our coordinating producer Zach Miller, and our sports director along with our on-site producer today is Mike DeWan. Your broadcast crew, myself, Michael Brenner, along with my dad, Ron Brenner. Dad, good to have you back on the Region Sports Network. Aaron Svetlin doing a great job on camera today, and a big thanks to Coach Up and Coach Schwartzentruber for getting us everything we needed for today's ball game, along with Steve Santana and Chris Enyart, the athletic directors for both schools, and getting us great broadcast positions and just everything in general. So thank you to all those guys, and of course you, the viewers, on regionsports.com, YouTube, Facebook, and the IHSAA Champions Network. Without you all, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If you're a Lake Central fan, we know you enjoyed the outcome. So we will see you soon back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Visit Michigan City LaPorte. Closer than you think, better than you imagine. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.